Well, hey, everyone, welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast morning show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast. I always want to say veteran, but kind of, because I've been playing games for so long, I guess. I'm a veteran of that. Yeah, and with that, every Monday through Friday, usually 8 Central, for about 30 minutes, I'll talk about the latest gaming news using my knowledge that I've gained over the years instead of studying for a PhD. To tell you about the latest video game trends, what's going on in the industry, and then sometimes, depending on how light the news is, we'll dive into some demos, which is actually probably going to happen today. And to start off the morning, what's up, JamKillX? Good to see you. Speaking of, I was going to say, yeah, you had joined me during that Requiem for Vengeance watch along, which was a lot of fun. I'll always remember that. That was my first time doing something like that. I'm glad you were there because it made it a cool experience for me. Okay, so what we're going to do is dive into what I've been playing, some news, and then we're going to play a game. So, to start with what I've been playing, I fired up Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation 2. Hadn't done it in a while. 277 hours on PlayStation. All the achievements. They announced the new Gundam EX is going to be on the PlayStation version at first, I think a little later this month. They're actually on the 24th. That's going to come soon. So that I'm looking forward to. So here's the thing. Like, you can see 277 hours in a game. I usually don't spend that much time in a game. I think I've played that game so much that I got tired of it. But with the Gundam EX, I wouldn't mind jumping back in. Have a little bit of fun. Also, jump back into G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra because I like that game. Despite, it's almost like it's not finished. Like, there's bones of something good there. I like the combat system. I like the level design. And I like the music, but somehow things aren't meshing together and I don't know what it is. It's because sometimes I'll be done with the level and I'm like, yeah, I'm done for now. I don't know what it could do to improve. I would say maybe part of it is maybe the levels are a little too long. Maybe it is a little too hard. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm having to play on the easiest difficulty just to pass the level, because usually even then by the end I will only have one life left against the boss, and then when you die you have to start over. And I think there's not that many tools based on the difficulty, if that makes sense, because I've been playing a lot of these beat 'em ups lately, a whole lot. Streets of Rage 4 being, I think, the last big one that did really well, maybe next to Shredder's Revenge, which I thought that was maybe on the too easy side. I think it's really hard with this genre too, especially because these are kind of made for people that are at a certain age group, because these are games we grew up with, using IPs we grew up with, but they're being made just enough for, I guess, kids, to get kids to play it or something. It's kind of tough with these to nail it. I think Shredder's Revenge having that dodge button where you can like flip around is pivotal, like movement. In a beat 'em up, other than other combat mechanics, what could they do to kind of make it a little more interesting? And I think it has to do with movement, and I think G.I. Joe does a really good job of it, because you can double tap to run, but that you could there's 2 attack buttons, and so you can combine all that. And in the Shredder's Revenge, I feel like was a little too simplified. It was really only 1 attack button, and yeah, I don't know. It really makes me want to make a beat 'em up. And I was even thinking of that Ash vs. Evil Dead that I talked about, which it just wasn't that great. But if you were to take that and make it where there was more, as Ash doing like a little more exploring around, take out the platforming. So that's what's cool about the G.I. Joe game and the Ninja Turtles game as an action game, is there's no like platforming section. Sure, there's pits and you could fall into and you could jump, but I think having the Super Meat Boy-esque platforming in Ash vs. Evil Dead just kind of killed it for me. Hey, and Ultronimus, good to see you. Let's see. Oh, okay, good long comment. That way I can move this around correctly. I guess they were able to nerf the difficulty without having to worry about stealing our quarters. So yeah, that is a good point because they were made specifically during that time for people that were playing in the arcade using quarters. So it's like, okay, we got to balance the difficulty, but then it's too easy. So I think, good point then with the G.I. Joe, even though playing it on the easiest difficulty, it's still kind of hard. And I think I have finally, and after playing through 9 levels, I finally had enough currency to buy and unlock something. And that's supposed to be like more powerful attacks as you play, which when you start the game, you can choose if you want to do that. But then the new level I got to had a cool cutscene that was reminiscent of an old G.I. Joe cartoon. And then the game froze. And then I looked it up online and I was seeing that after cutscenes, games freeze. So there's a lot about this G.I. Joe game that it's like, it wasn't ready, very low budget, but I like it. I wish that I could help. I think a dream scenario right now would be that I could see a game like this reach out and be like, hey, can I help you? In terms of, for instance, in the G.I. Joe game, all the text in the menus are at odds with the art direction of the game. And I'd be like, we need to make the text not list like perfect, perfect text. It needs to be pixelated like the rest of the art. And then you shouldn't have a thing where you click on extras and then you go to store, because there's no reason to go to 2 menus for something when there's nothing in there other than the store. That might as well be a menu on the, there's little things like that. And then, balancing some of the game, maybe making where there are checkpoints, because there's mini bosses in every level, and it should be where you can start a level at that mini boss. Anyway, hey Chris, good to see you. Glad you've joined too. Yeah, the highlight thing is working. It's as I've gone through this kind of YouTube thing, trying all these programs, part of it is how can I spend the least money with the least work. But I've realized the less money you pay, the more work it is. But I'm thinking I'm going to stick with that and just learn, because I have to do all this stuff manually. Not only set it up manually before the stream, but then set it up like manually for each thing. It's okay though. I think it's good that I'm learning this, because then I want to be able to help people that want to learn how to stream, and then they can reach out to me if they have questions. But anyway, also playing Castlevania Advanced Collection. I am now at Carmilla. I think they call her Camilla, but I think really her canon name is Carmilla. In Circle of the Moon, I'm at that boss, so I'm getting a lot further. Again, more I play Circle of the Moon since, I didn't play it right when it came out, but a couple years after, because I didn't think it looked that good. Even when I played it, I was like, yeah, this isn't the best Castlevania, but now that I'm playing it now, it's like, especially after Dawn of Sorrow, it's better than Dawn of Sorrow. And it does a lot of neat things where it's not worrying about being a Metroidvania. I'm going to have to do another review like I did with Dawn of Sorrow to kind of speak on how the game is today. Okay, that's about it for that. Let's go to news real quick. This is pretty crazy. Netflix closes its only AAA game studio. So in the past year, Netflix has been hiring for a AAA in-house studio, because they have their games that are available that you could play not only on a TV but on a phone, like if you have the app or whatever, and then it has you download. Anyway, they were creating a AAA game studio. I almost feel like when you say you're creating a AAA game studio, that's like saying you're going to go viral. Now, I understand maybe from the production standpoint, but if you're already making a game that you're pumping a lot of money into, it's like you're then not really focusing on the game play, because it is a game. So, that is kind of an interesting thing. And they had creative director Joseph Staten, and I was thinking back to, he came back to help with Halo Infinite, and that didn't work out. But then I was looking at what he actually did for Halo in general, and not to disparage anything he's done, but he was the cinematics director, which is actually awesome. That is something I would love to do, direct cinema, but he wasn't a game developer lead, right? So I think because of that, there's this thing where when the AAA games became like a big popular mainstream thing, it started highlighting people that were in the video game industry that weren't necessarily game developers, but they were just in that kind of AAA space. Sorry, my mic always looks like it's peaking, and it's like screaming at me. And that's the thing that happened, where there was this transition in the 2000s where executives became the popular game developers, not the game developers themselves, like we see Vince Zampella with Respawn, how he is a game developer first, and now he's leading the studio, and it's doing some badass stuff. So it is interesting that there's different layers to this. It's like, yeah, you can't make a AAA game studio just like you can't just make something go viral. You can put production value into something, and just because something becomes viral doesn't mean it's any good. Just like everyone knew about Concord and knew how much it failed, even though no one played it. So I think the key is it doesn't have to be big budget. It just has to be big brained creatively, I guess is the best way to put it. Hey, Steven, good to see you've joined. Yeah, so let's see. I'm going to read some of the studio's closure. Reportedly come amidst a round of layoffs at Netflix that affected 35 people, which is not a lot. The move marks a shift in strategy at the streaming platform, which stated that it is taking a mobile-first approach to game releases following downloads of Grand Theft Auto Trilogy on Netflix, surpassing 30 million mark. That's cool. Yeah, they might as well do mobile-first. I think it would be smart of them to do kind of a mobile-first IP-driven, like if Netflix is going to have a show or something on their platform, let's see if they can get a mobile game that, because again, I think the market of Netflix and mobile games are probably the same. They're relying on people that stare at a screen for a long time. The core gamers would not be playing a game through Netflix. So a lot of interesting stuff there. And then when I say core gamer, like I would say when Grand Theft Auto first came out, that was more of a core gamer game. And then once it became mainstream, then that was kind of for everybody. So I would think there's even games in the future that could right now, like the Fallout series, maybe in 10 years, or I guess that would be Amazon. So whatever on Netflix, Resident Evil, because they have like a show that's not good of Resident Evil. They could in the future like have Resident Evil as Netflix games once technology has gotten to that point where it's easy to have like a Resident Evil 4 remake on mobile, which actually is possible right now, which is really awesome, actually. Anyway, that's just another example telling where the industry is, where it doesn't need to be. Not that the industry's failing, but the areas it's failing are the places gaming doesn't need to be or doesn't need to work in that way. So gaming leaks and rumors, a couple things. Or I think really only one thing. A PlayStation 5 version of Red Dead Redemption reportedly in development. That would make sense, so because they got the PC release that they announced, and you would think that they would then make the PS5 upgrade version, like with Predator Hunting Grounds, which is amazing. Sony reportedly wanted to make Crimson Desert a timed exclusive for PS5, but developer Pearl Abyss said no, which is interesting. There is no reason for anyone to make a game a console. Like, if you've got a game, especially that looks like Crimson Desert, you would have to spend a lot of money to get them to only be on PlayStation. Like, the Stellar Blade thing is interesting, because Stellar Blade, in a way, since it's really just a straight-up action game and not like a online, massive open world thing, and it was a Korean developer that, mainly work on PC. Stellar Blade's a PC game. It's just not on PC right now. So Sony paid them a whole lot to have a PS5 console exclusivity, which I think helped, because I don't think people would be paying attention to the game if it wasn't for that. But for something like Crimson Desert, it doesn't need that. And who knows if Xbox even said, hey, can we do Game Pass for your game? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. So, it's going to be on Game Pass, PS5, and PC. We don't know, but it's just, it doesn't need to be on, unless what I guess Pearl Abyss would say is, okay, So, and there might be more issues because the deal meant no Xbox release for some time, so it could mean that it could still have it on PC. And then you think, well, does Xbox really matter? And it's like, I think so. I think any game developer that really wants to get their game out there is going to make sure it's on Xbox as well. But also, it could be Game Pass. Also, Switch 2. How powerful could the Switch 2 be that it can run the Crimson Desert game? So, all right. Let's look at some other news real quick, and then I think I'm going to jump into a game. Sega is suing, doing a patent infringement thing. See, Nintendo, you've set this precedent to make other game developers look bad. Too bad. A lot of the same news here. Okay, we're going to jump into some game demos. There is, I still want to play Battlefall, but I just doubt that's going to be a news stream game, just because I feel like it's going to take time. Here's this one, Disorder. Speaking of Stellar Blade, it looks like Stellar Blade. One thing though is this is from the Steam Next Fest, so I don't know how much like these games are still available. Oh, and GM Collection, people would have chased Stellar Blade to wherever it was going, let's be real. I don't know, because I don't think most of us heard about it until the PlayStation, I don't know if it was a State of Play where they showed the game. That was like the first time people were really seeing it and being like, oh, this game exists, oh, this looks awesome, and all the marketing PlayStation did to be like, oh, this is our exclusive. I think if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be, because there's a lot of these games like we're about to show that, you know, have the scantily clad. Okay, so guys, check this out. An error occurred while launching this game. So it could be that this demo has been taken down. That's disappointing. So the Next Fest has, demos you could play. I think it's wrong that then they remove them, because I think demos are the lifeblood of getting people to play games. So let's... Oh, you're saying as far back as when they introduced the PS5? Yeah, I think, if that's the case, I think it's Sony kind of helped with the... Okay, let me do this, because it looks like this one's working. All right, this one is called Samurai something. Wally Gaming. All right, the Spirit of the Samurai. There is some heavy film grain. Maybe I can't take it off. Okay, that kind of helps with... Okay, okay. Unlimited, cool, all right. Controls. Oh, look at the attacks. They're on... Okay, I can't move anymore. Do I need to do this? Okay. It's just a demo, so there are some odd things going on. Like, it doesn't... let's see. Yeah, this film grain is, like, crazy. Oh, Chris, yeah, that's a good point. Again, yeah, the drama that sort of highlights things, which is interesting. All right. Yeah, too bad I can't play that other game. I'm disappointed that they take down demos. Like, oh wow, look at this. Okay. Run, hold down left trigger. I probably don't even need to use the controller I'm using for this. 3 lives. Right bar resistance decreases when executing hits or moves and when receiving hits. If it reaches 0, 1 hit, you lose a life. Interesting. Left bar shows the status of current XP level. Runes, they are used to buy statistics. You get 3 when you level up. Quick use of consumables. Alright. So, wow, the graphics on this. What I like about it is it's like not. Even though I did unlimited frame rate, I don't think it's meant for that in terms of the character animations. Oh god, that's scary. Oh, Kodama. So this is... I learned about Kodama through... What's the name of that game? Where you collect the little Kodama and they sometimes have the hats. And they made 2 of these games. Neo, yeah. Alright. Find Kitsune. Okay, and I can run. Crouching. Yeah, wow, I love the way this game looks. It really does feel like being taken to another world, especially with the stars in the background. If I could, yeah. Anything here? Yay, another one of these guys. But I can't pick them up or anything. Yeah, okay. It feels good. Okay. Wait a minute. So it's showing a little Kodama holding something up to it as if I have to, like, bring a Kodama to it or something? Let me see, is there... Nope, so I guess I do have to maybe go back. Oh, okay. See, that would confuse me. Because of my exploring habits, it wouldn't... I would be like, well, I was already over there. Okay. Status there. Mission objectives. Inventory area. Then assign consumables. Okay. So I guess I'll use this energy ball. Oh, okay, just press Y. Alright, cool. Oh, interesting. So if I run and use up all of my energy, I could lose health. Interesting.
Hello, my friend. You look. Something moves among the spirits. I feel Stendoji's presence.
Wow, this looks amazing.
We have dreaded is at hand. It can't. The answer may
I kind of feel bad, but for now, I kind of just want to skip all this.
preparation. We will stand.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll follow the story. I promise when the full release comes out.
No living thing below.
Looking for some combat. Okay, cool. Look at that. Wow. So it's like really, really highly detailed polygon. And then I guess, but with... It's interesting. The effects of the clothing moving has a higher frame rate than the body moving. Or some of the other characters moving. That's very interesting. Alright. Let's do this. So... Oh, wow. So yeah, using the right trigger, or the right trigger block, and then you use the right thumbstick to do attacks, which, oh. Wait, roll, oh, okay, oh. Just cover just as your enemy attacks. Okay.
Your fighting skills are faring better than my lamps.
Oh,
No matter.
come on. He was talking to me.
Entertainment tomorrow will be me wanting to repair them. Naru says he can carry even arrows now. Come, use your bow, Takeshi. Let
Oh,
me
use
see
my
you
bow?
fly.
Okay.
Very good, Naru.
That is cool. Turn while covered? I don't understand. No? Oh, what the? I guess, do I have to kill him or something? Oh. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Very cool. Oh, here we go. I'll watch this because
What's that?
it's like the intro stuff happened. Okay, so there's a lot going on with this
To
game.
me in my dreams again. I fear Stendoji has returned.
Can it be?
It looks really good. It plays really good.
At the village. Tell
The
the police
fonts
to take
just
us on.
kill me.
Prepare.
I don't know what it is.
The moment we have prepared for is upon us.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh wait, maybe not. Or we just see some like demons and
Get to the
stuff?
tower and assess the situation. Then report back to me. Quickly.
Okay. Oh yeah. If I've got my Japanese lore right from games like Dead or Alive, Neo, that's like a Tengu. Okay. Alright. Oh, I woke up, got amnesia, lost all my equipment. No, I'm joking, I don't know. Okay, wow, look at this. Like, just like another... Like, the art direction. Oh. That looked cool. Even though there's a little bit of stuttering, was this in Unreal Engine 5? Okay. So what does it say? Okay, combat. RB. Oh, an unlock for different combos. I like the sound of that. It's the combos, each one box. That's very funny because this is kind of like the Karate Survivors I was playing, where you unlock the moves and you assign them to chain together things. Okay. I can't say I fully understood that, but man, this, oh. Okay, this looks great and is a lot of fun. This is a buy. This is, oh. It's like you can be fast, but there's something about being patient, watching the attack, too. Cool, leveled up, which I think, yeah, when you level up... Hold on. Oh, that's not what I want to do. How do I get out of there? There's a delay in the controls that's kind of weird. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Won't worry about that yet. Okay, it's actually near that time where I have to get to work. But this has been awesome. So let's exit. Okay, thanks for playing. Would you recommend this game to a friend? Yes. Yes, I would. Alright, it's called The Spirit of the Samurai. Let's go to its store page real quick. Let's see if it has a date. December 12th. Cool, that's good timing. I don't need everything out at once. So adding this to the wish list. Surprisingly good game. And this was developed by Digital Mind Games. And that's really all they have. But that's great. Well, I guess, yeah, let's see what the publisher has done to see kind of what... Okay, that looks neat. Never heard of that. In Sync. See, it's like creative stuff. And then a shooting rhythm game, which actually looks pretty interesting. Oh, that looks neat. Never heard of this. Scathe. It's a FPS bullet hell with drop in and out. Okay, they've got some interesting stuff, although that's completely different than what we were just... Interesting. I'm just going to add this to my wish list just in case. Okay. Well, that's about it for this episode of Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. So just interesting takeaways is that Netflix is just closing their only AAA game studio. I guess they realized it doesn't work that way. And then playing that game, The Spirit of the Samurai? Yeah. That game looks crazy. That looks awesome. So... anyway, I'm gonna head out. We'll talk later. See you.